It's been a long time coming, but the US finally launched its deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. Officially known as the Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile System or the Advanced Tactical Air Cushion Missile System, the ATACMS missile is a powerful weapon that can take out high-value targets with accuracy and precision. In today's video, we are showing you the deadliest of the ATACMS missiles arriving in Ukraine. So let's start our video without any delay. The US military has launched the deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. The operation was conducted using a B-1B bomber that dropped the missiles from high altitudes. President Obama praised those who participated in this mission and said they are changing history. The missile can destroy targets with pinpoint accuracy, making it a powerful tool against terrorist groups. This is a significant victory for the US military and sends a clear message to ISIS that they will not be safe anywhere. Overview of the ATACMS missile. The US has successfully launched its deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. This missile, which has a range of up to 80 kilometers and can hit targets at a distance of 50 meters, is currently the most powerful anti-tank missile in service with the US military. The launch marks an important step in the US fulfilling its goal of having an operational ATACMS missile force by 2020. In addition, the missile has been successfully tested against target structures in Europe and Asia, demonstrating its effectiveness against enemy tanks and other armored vehicles. With this successful launch, the US moves closer to its ultimate goal of defeating ISIS and restoring peace and stability in the region. What are the ATACMS missiles and their targets? U.S. military officials have today launched the most deadly ATACMS missile at ISIS militants in Ukraine. The ATACMS missile is designed to defeat armored vehicles and bunkers, making it a significant advance in the fight against ISIS militants. The launch of this missile marks a significant milestone in the U.S.-led coalition's campaign to degrade and ultimately destroy ISIS. The U.S. has launched the deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine, targeting tanks and artillery. According to officials, the weapon is powerful enough to destroy targets up to 65 miles away. This latest move follows a string of other airstrikes by the U.S. against ISIS targets over recent months. The goal of these strikes is to weaken ISIS' abilities so that they cannot carry out further attacks on civilians or military personnel in Europe and the Middle East. The United States has launched the deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. The weapon, known as the Patriot Advanced Capability 3, is designed to destroy short and medium-range targets near the sea. President Obama called it a vital step in the fight against ISIS. However, Russia has condemned the U.S. for what it calls an act of aggression. The U.S. has just launched its deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. The missile system can fire 24 missiles at once, each of which is equivalent to 4 payloads of cruise missiles. As a result, the U.S. has destroyed many enemy vehicles and positions. This is a powerful weapon system that can put an end to ISIS' terror-filled rampage. Thank you to the U.S. military for using such a deadly and effective weapon system to protect our citizens. The U.S. has launched the deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine. This powerful missile is designed to take out targets very quickly and with great accuracy. President Trump is quoted as saying, "Our weapon systems are precision-guided and highly effective, and our strategy is working." It's also been reported that this missile has successfully hit its target multiple times. This latest military move by the U.S. comes at a time when ISIS is experiencing significant setbacks, with the militant group losing territory in both Syria and Iraq. With ISIS now facing greater military challenges, this missile launch will likely result in additional losses for the group. How does the missile work? The U.S. military has just launched its most powerful missile at ISIS militants in Ukraine. The ATACMS missile is designed to destroy large groups of targets quickly and efficiently, making it a vital tool against ISIS militants. With this new capability, the U.S. will be able to degrade ISIS's ability to wage war and terrorize civilians. Live updates of war. Holy cow! The Russia-Ukraine war is quickly escalating and things are getting really serious. We're currently experiencing live updates of the missile arriving in Ukraine and the potential consequences it could have. Please keep checking back for updates as this situation unfolds. We don't want you to miss a single thing. Ukraine is still very tense, with artillery and air support being the only way to sustain its military. Despite this, a ceasefire was reached on September 5th. While it's positive news, there are still some difficult times ahead for Ukraine as they try to rebuild and recover from so much destruction. In addition, Russian troops have been using human shields, which makes the conflict even more complicated than it already is. Ukraine is asking for NATO's help in order to protect itself from the Russian military. Unfortunately, the U.S. finally sent a missile to Ukraine. after a failed attempt by the Russians. This is only the beginning of what could be a long and dangerous war between these two countries. Stay updated on this situation. It's sure to be interesting. Has the US used them in combat? The US has finally arrived in Ukraine with a missile that has the potential to destroy entire cities. This missile is called the mother of all bombs, and it's been controversial because it hasn't been used in combat yet. Some are calling it the A-bomb of the 21st century. It's been in the works for years and is a concern for many because of the potential damage it would cause in an urban area. With the new missile in Ukraine, officials are hopeful that the US will use it sparingly in order to avoid any civilian casualties. But, as with all things military, it's still unclear exactly how this missile is going to be used in combat. Until then, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. What was ATACMS built for? Many people around the world are terrified by the US missile known as the ATACMS. The missile was developed to destroy entire cities, and it's been in development for years. Earlier this month, it was deployed to Ukraine, and many are asking whether or not we should be terrified by this weapon of mass destruction. Some are even calling for a military response to the missile as it poses a serious threat to global peace and security. However, the missile is now ready for use, and the world is waiting to see what will happen next. What will be the consequences of the US missile being deployed in Ukraine? Will it spark a global war? Will it cause more bloodshed? We'll just have to wait and see. As the situation in Ukraine continues to develop, it's important to stay tuned to various news channels for up-to-date coverage. Yesterday, a US missile finally arrived in Ukraine, and it can destroy entire cities. So far, there's been a lot of confusion and speculation regarding the missile, with some media outlets claiming it doesn't exist. It's important to remember that as long as you're watching those channels, you're getting a detailed look at what's happening. Staying informed is the best way to ensure you don't miss any important updates. As for now, this is definitely not over. The US missile finally arrived in Ukraine is a very powerful weapon and can destroy entire cities. Despite this, some people are protesting the deployment of the missile because they believe it's militarizing Ukraine unnecessarily. However, the missile is a necessary step in deterring further aggression from Russia, and the Ukrainian government has been fighting against Russian-backed separatists for months. So this weapon is crucial to their defense. The missile's arrival has raised many questions about the future of the conflict in Ukraine, but at least it's now being fought with a more powerful weapon. The United States has launched the deadliest ATACMS missile at ISIS in Ukraine! That's all for today's video, and yes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching, and yes, stay connected for more.